All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. I almost said experience and I confused myself. The afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you, for a little bit. We'll see how it go. We'll see. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm getting out of here at 5 o'clock today, and y'all not going to keep me late today. I'm pretty sure. I hope everybody's doing good. I'm having a decent day. It feels good out there. I don't know if it's quite 70. I had to see. Hold on, let me look real quick. I know I had to take my coat off. Yes, I'll still be wearing my coat because I don't like cold. Oh, it is 70 right on the dot. So I have a couple extra friends today. So, yeah, I hope everybody is doing good. Let's get right to it. Get into this thing. First, I want to say it was good to see Wyatt back, on the air, doing his thing. Again, I always tell people, go check him out. I actually enjoy his show, even though I didn't catch the show until later. I got home. I don't know exactly what time it was, but I think I probably hit his show at like 3:18. And I was like, I didn't even know he was on. I was just busy and then driving, and I was on the phone while I was driving. I was using my where is it? My little earpiece. So yeah, I was legal. I was using my earpiece. So yeah, I was driving and I was talking on the phone. I won't be here on Thursday. I'm gonna give everybody a heads up. I will not be here on Thursday. I got a thing for the job going on, so I'll be out of town on Thursday. Out of town. I'll be in Columbus, but I'm going for this. They're pitching some stuff to us, and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, that'll be Thursday. I won't be here. But other than that, I think I'll be here the rest of the week. And yeah, everything should be cool. Let's get right to it. Let's say hello to everybody. Lewis Talbert, good afternoon to you. Lewis Talbert, he's first. Maria Smith, representing North College Hill. Good afternoon, Maria. We got Jerica in the house. She's first on Facebook. Good afternoon, Jerica. Scott Bain says, hey. And Anthony Prosser says, hey. That rounds out the top 5. Good afternoon, Scott, Anthony, and Jerica. Where's my normal first people? I'm not hating on the first people now, but I'm just so used to seeing. We'll see. Maybe they busy. Sometimes you get busy. I understand. I get it. Valerie Davis says peace to you. Brenda Early, representing Fairfield. Good afternoon. Got Dwayne Larkin in the house, representing Mount Airy. Good afternoon. David Herring, good afternoon to you, David. Bonita Gaines, good afternoon. Scott says he representing West Walnut Hills. Erica, I'm used to seeing you up there in that top 5. Erica, she's representing Reading. Good to see that you're here. I appreciate y'all supporting me, supporting the show. Sierra, I did not reset, Jerica. Sierra, says I would have been first, but I was distracted by you and Twin and Wyatt's comments. Now, Twin said something about Wyatt was saying, kind of giving me a shout out. Or actually, I think it was Alethea who I felt like was jokingly saying to Wyatt, like, we were stuck with Emanuel. And then Twin come in like, yeah, his show boring. Twin and Jack like, yeah, his show do be boring. So I told him, and I try to be a man of my word. I won't bore him by taking his calls on my boring show. So, and I don't have no problem with it. It's not any, but you know what I'm saying? If I'm boring, then I don't want to offend you by taking your call. Valerie Davis. I think I already said Valerie Davis. Brent Beard in the house. Good afternoon. We got Tria representing Avondale. Good afternoon. Brent, of course, representing Dallas. Sierra says she's representing Boston. Alethea says, can I borrow some lunch money? Absolutely. Come on over and get it. Yeah. Ibadathia. I know I butcher it every time. I'm sorry. Good afternoon. Mayosha in the house. All right, Mayosha, good afternoon. How about she be doing better if she wasn't on a Teams call? Okay. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Andrea Bustle representing Gulf Manor. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Shahira, out there in Sycamore Township / Sharonville. Good afternoon to you. Carolyn, good afternoon. Jack is still there. We on board, Jack. I'm sorry, Jack, that we're so boring. Um, um, hey, Alethea say I'm always calling off. Look, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. Like, for real, think about it. I'm going to tell the gentleman, who supports me financially. We exchange my work for his money. That's the way a job is. It's a job. But, I'm not one of these people who this is my boss and this is my this. It's like a barter system. I do work in exchange for money. For some other people, I do work in exchange for some other services. We exchange services. There's a gentleman who I print shirts for, and he provides another service for me. I can't say what it is. I mean, I guess I could say what it is, but I'm not gonna say what he does. He does some work, I'll just say. And actually, I'm about to get Kush, if you out there, Kush, I'm about to get my gutters fixed. There's another gentleman, I'm gonna give him some shirts and provide that service, because the work that I need on my gutters is just a tree fell down. When one of the trees fell down, it didn't knock the gutter down. The gutter is still there, but a piece of the gutter kind of bent down. And, he just gonna get up there and do that and then check everything else, make sure it's good, clean all of the gutters out and all of that kind of stuff. It's not a lot of work. But, he was like, I need some shirts. I was like, I need some work done. It's a barter system. I believe in the barter system. I get what I need. You get what you need. So, yeah, I work for him in exchange. He gives me money. And I'm not going to tell him, like, no, I ain't coming in to work because, I got to do my show. Like, no. And like I said, we getting pitched the whole thing, getting ready to go to Baltimore and do this show. And, some people pitching us some things. So, come on, Alethea, give me a break. I know, Alethea, I know. It ain't serious, I know. Jack says he's out in Norwood. He's representing Norwood. Got Dina Johnson representing Walnut Hills. She's an angel. Good afternoon, Dina. Andrea Bustle. I'm out of PTO. Hey, I've been out of PTO. I ain't got paid for none of my time off with y'all. None of it. But it's all good. I just be being a little silly. Twin says hello from his patio. So we are boring him on the patio. So go and take a nap, bro. Jerica says F you too then. What'd I do? I shouted you out, I think twice. Maybe you wasn't talking to me, I don't know. Sean, good afternoon, Sean. Ben says 48 years around the sun is up today. Today is Ben's birthday. Ben, drop your Cash App in there if you got one. Drop your Cash App. Y'all know how we do on somebody's birthday. If you don't know by now, if it's your birthday, on your birthday, you drop that Cash App. And, I don't, force anybody to do anything. But, somebody might give you $5. Somebody might give you $10. You might get 20 people to give you $5. That's $100. That's more than $100, ain't it? 20 people give you $5. But, no, that's like $100. Yeah. 20 people, $5, $100. That's $100 for your birthday. Just off the strength of just dropping your Cash App. So if it's your birthday, Ben Thomas, drop that Cash App. Drop that Cash App. And, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You say 48. 48. All right. I had some problems with my math there. Don't judge me. I eventually got it right. I initially got it right, and then I doubted myself. But yeah, drop that Cash App. Let me see. Crystal Hoskins. She's representing Bond Hill today. Say she at home, chilling. All right. Jacqueline Carter says, I like it over here. I like it over here, too. I try to make it a nice place. Twin says, answer his phone. I haven't even seen the phone ring yet. But not today. Not today. You can't hate on people just for fun. Like, just hate on people and then, come on. Pamela Kinney, good afternoon, representing North Avondale. Daryl Carpenter, representing the park. All right. He'll just keep calling you until the show ends. If he's calling, I haven't seen it, so I don't know what to tell you. I didn't say I'm gonna stop taking his call, Jerica. But, we might, because I don't want to bore him, so, we might give him a break from boredom for, a week or so. You don't want him bored. Lewis C.K. Johnson in the house. Good afternoon. Nat Turner in the house. Good afternoon. Why y'all call me a prostitute? It's not. Do you work? I mean, if you really think about it, it is the barter system. That's really what we're doing when we go to work. When somebody come to your salon, Alethea, I think you do hair. I think I've heard you say a few times you do hair. When somebody come to your salon, you do their hair. In exchange, they give you money. You give them something that they value, and they give you something that you value. Now, that something might be money, but like, what I'm saying? If I needed my engine rebuilt, now I'm pretty sure I had to print a whole lot of t-shirts to equal the value of a rebuilt engine. But I'm just saying, like if if you had something that I needed, and I'm like, hey, I need some service, you do this, and I'll fix your brakes. That's bartering. I don't know that we do enough of that. Everything doesn't have to be, I'm going to pay you some money to provide this service. Some stuff can be, like I said, I really do have a couple of people who said, bro, I see you, you print some t-shirts, whatever. I need some t-shirts. And I'm like, oh, I need this. And they like, okay, I could do that. And we sit down and we work it out. Like, okay, I'm going to do this for you. Yeah. And then you're going to print me this many shirts. Yeah. Boom, we make that swap. They got something of value. I got something of value. And every one of them so far has been a black man. I've been bartering with black men, making sure that they got what they needed. I used to have a dude that I used to do his brakes. He used to come over, him and his wife, and I think his teenage daughter. I think she was a teenager at the time. And he would be like, hey, I was learning something from him. He's a musician, and so he was teaching me some stuff in terms of recording. I didn't have money to pay him what, he wanted to be paid or what he charged other people for those lessons. So, like, you do brakes, because we was cool. And he was like, you do brakes. It's like, I need my brake done. You do my brakes, I give you lessons. It's like, all right, cool. Just bartering. He got something out the deal. I got something out the deal. Life was good. And the beauty is, he bought the parts. I just had to get up there and, get under the car and put them on. I don't know that we do enough of that. Everything don't have to be, pay me some money for that. Now, paying money is cool. It's fine. I don't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to pay me to do it, I'll take money to do it. But bartering, nothing wrong with bartering. It is not prostitution. Y'all haters. Janice says you're here. I am here, Janice. I am here. I don't have a weed man. Scott. I'm behind on the comments, so I'm really behind on the comments. Kush says maybe next time. Kush, I'm still gonna reach out to you though. I got something else, and I know some of the other stuff that you do. I got something else that I might need your help with. All right? I got something else I might need your help with. Seabree says, so you trade shirts for services. Yes, I trade shirts for services. I trade my services for somebody else's services. I'm telling y'all, you really, if you get up on that, I mean, how do you think that people did, commerce before, metal coins and paper money was? People traded services for goods. Oh, you grow food, you give me food, and what do you need? You need a roof on your house? All right. And they determine the value of that between the two of them. So my family eat and your family stay dry. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a beautiful thing. I'm into it. And I don't know government wise, but he didn't pay no taxes on getting them breaks, and I didn't pay no taxes because I didn't pay him for them lessons. We just exchanged services. I don't know if that's legal or not, but it's what we did. Caller.
Hello, E-Man. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Well, I can see that you're fantastic. You're all giggly and stuff. You're in a great mood.
Your voice is really, who is this?
This is Alethea.
Okay. You calling me on a different number.
You know, I always call you on different numbers, but
Okay.
you know who I am.
Well, I didn't until I understood that your voice was familiar.
Okay, I see you getting smart now. So you going into your little getting smart. Look, you get a little full of yourself sometimes. Here you go. So let me get you back in your good mood.
Well, what's on your
Please.
mind? Tell me, talk to me.
I just want to tell you that I think we should drop the conversation of you give services and get services because any minute task could be coming through your door. It's not sounding like it's a legal business, okay? Every time you say it, I'm over here cracking up like, oh my gosh, E-Man, quit. That is funny. And then please accept Twins, because he meant no harm. You know, sometimes he can't control himself. Sometimes he just can't.
Here's what happens, Alethea. Twin do be hating on me. Like, I be hearing it. I be seeing it and hearing it. So he do be hating on me, when he be on Wyatt's show. He always be hating on me. I don't understand why he feels the need to do that, but he does it, frequently. And I'll be why?
It be the slick shade he has.
And sometimes it don't even be slick shade. It just be blatant, overt shade. And I'll be like, why? It's not.
And what did you say he did today? He called you boring.
Yeah, he said, oh, that show is boring. Or I don't remember the exact verbiage, but yeah, I'm like, hater. Just
listen. He gets your viewers all riled up in the comment section. Like, those are the comments you really want to read. He wants Twin calls. But, him and Ron, you really set them on fire when those two call.
But Alethea, you really don't have anybody that you barter services?
Don't put me in this. I do not want the feds coming after me.
I don't know that that's.
I don't want the feds after me, sir. So
I don't know that.
I'm just gonna say, I will call all of my clientele, they are my bosses. I do use the phrase, they're my boss. So services for services, just not a term I would want to use. Yeah. It just sounded a little illegal,
I don't
But
think
I think you know that.
if there's somebody, like if there is like a tax attorney or something out there, somebody let me know. Like,
Yeah.
like no, for real. Like if you got a friend who's a really good cook, you know, bake or whatever, like say Tanika. If Tanika was here and I was like, oh man, I want one of them cakes. And Tanika was like, you know, okay, I'll make you a cake. Can you make me like 10 shirts, you know, with my company name? And I'll give you
But
the
that's
cake.
not what you said, Eli. You said, I don't want to say what I do or what he
No,
does
I'm
or
saying,
she
yeah,
does.
I don't necessarily want to say what this particular brother did for me.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I'm just saying it just, okay, well, I'm glad it's a brother, so I know it ain't what we thought it was, you know. Because in my head, I think two of us said it at the same time, like, this sounds like prostitution. Like, it's Miss Livingston on the line, you know.
But yeah,
but
if Tanika said, I'll make you a cake, can you make me like 10 shirts? And, you know, we'll swap. And I'm like, okay. You know, I meet you wherever. I get my cake. Here's your shirts. She look at the shirts like, oh, these is nice. I'm like, cool. I taste the cake. I'm like, this is a good ass cake. We go on about our way. I don't think that that's illegal, and I don't think either one of us.
No, that's not illegal. You already said shirts for cake, cake for shirts.
Right, that's services for services.
You won't even tell us what it is, and normally that's illegal activity to people that don't want to.
It was not illegal activity.
It sounds like it.
I don't want to say what it is, and I don't even want to say why I don't want to say, because then somebody might be like, huh? But there's a...
I think okay, let's stop this conversation. You're making it worse. I love it. But you know what? You always are in a good mood. You be cracking me up sometimes. I need you to go back to the beanie look. I did like that. I thought you were starting your lock journey or something, but
no.
You need to run that back.
I just wear one every once in a blue moon.
Yeah, but run it back and then come to me and let me do your baby hairs when you haven't one, so people can judge you. Let me get you some baby hairs, tape it down with a little bit of glue, you know, hair gel and hairspray. And
you a hairdresser? Do you be doing all that baby hair?
I am not a hairdresser. Do not disrespect me like that, sir.
What would you call it?
I'm a hairstylist. I'm not a hairdresser. It's a difference. It's a big difference. Well, you're old school, so I guess old school.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm 50, almost 55 years old. I'm old.
Not old. So oh my gosh, I thought you were.
As a hairstylist, do you be styling all that baby hair stuff, or do you talk sense into if somebody come in your shop like, oh, I want my baby hair slicked down and like this, and I want my wave in the baby hair to be, you know, do you say, that might not be the best look for you. What about we try this? Or do you just do it?
So I do have different age groups that come to me to be serviced, and there's only one age group that asks for those particular services. But when they do, I understand because it's now what's in, I guess. Like, it's kind of like when we wore the salt and pepper, and we would go and like, hey, cut it down on one side, leave it long on the other side. It's pretty much what's trending right now. So, yeah, the younger ones normally want to go with trend versus my more mature clientele. No, they do not ask for that.
But when them younger ones do that, do you suggest, like in a nice motherly fashion, like,
no,
baby, that might not be the best look for you. What if we try this?
I don't. I really don't, because, you know, in my profession, I do think, like, some of the braid styles that they get, I think that the baby hair still softens the face. That's what essentially it was used for, to soften the face. But because of our hair texture, that's why you see it gelled down and hairspray, just so it can have longevity. So when people are like, oh, it's plastered to their face, like, no, it's just to hold the style throughout the day. But the answer to your question is no, I don't say it.
I mean,
no, this isn't a good look for you.
You're failing those young ladies. You're failing them.
Don't you dare do that. Don't you dare do that. Don't you even.
No. You're failing them.
Okay. I will respect that as your opinion. I will respect that. I think they have to grow just like we had to grow and just like you had to grow. So I don't understand why you wear the beanie, but you like the beanie. I can't say take that off. You don't sell bean pies. I don't say that.
That's
So,
totally different.
well,
Totally
okay,
different.
tomato, tomato. It's just stylish. It's just what the style is. You'll see it with your granddaughter. You'll see it like what their trend is. She's going to ask for that. You're going to question her why, and she's going to tell you that she likes it. It's just a trend that she likes.
And I'm gonna tell her no.
You're going to tell her no.
I'm gonna say, little baby, wash that shit out your head. Go get a
Yeah.
regular hairstyle.
Well, okay. Well, that's your opinion, and some people like it, some people don't. But it do not, I'm going to say this again, it do not tell you that person is hood, ghetto, rock their head back and forth when they talk, or it don't say any of that. It's just a hairstyle. That's all it says.
Yeah, it's just a piece.
hairstyle that they
It's
like.
just a piece of the puzzle. Just a piece of the puzzle.
Okay. Well, it is so good talking to you, E-Man. You are hilarious. I think you're very educated, and you're good to the people. And I even like when you cuss. So
I
keep
don't
doing
cuss.
what you're doing. You're doing a great job. And I hope you ain't take my comment earlier as shade.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. All right. Talk to you soon.
All right, have a good one, Alethea.
Okay. You too. Bye-bye.
All right. It's one of the killer bees, Alethea calling in. I didn't finish with all my hellos. Hold on, let me see. Do I have anything else? I think I got everything. Nikki in the house. Nikki in the house. Hold on, let's do that. Let me see. Do I got everybody? B-Rap, what's up, B-Rap? I'm blazing through the comments just so I can say hello to everybody. I think this is LaDonna. Good afternoon, LaDonna. Thank you for checking out the show. She's representing Western Hills, by the way. There's nothing, they are services. They are services. There's nothing wrong with bartering. Nothing wrong with bartering. Hold on a second, caller. Let me see. I want to get through and say hello to everybody. Pamela Kinney, if I didn't say hello to you, I don't remember saying hello to Dee Dee Williams. Good afternoon, Dee Dee Williams. Dee Dee says, my electrician wires up my hot tub and ran electric underground in my backyard patio for, oh my God. Okay. Those are the kind of services, dinner and a little cat. That's not the kind of services that I'm bartering. Nokia says fix computers. All right, nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Ibdathia says the barter system has always worked, but people frown on it. They really do. Hold on. I think I said hello to everybody. Reese Mooney, good afternoon. We got Mary Birch Lavender in the house. Good afternoon. Tanika in the house. Good afternoon. It's 70 degrees here, so we are cool today, Tanika. So I hope you're having a good day. Let me see. I think this is it. I think that's everybody. I think I've hit everybody. Said hello. Scroll. Hold on. I'm almost there. Did I say Jacqueline Carter? If I didn't, good afternoon, Jacqueline Carter. Don't worry about what killer bee mean. You are not one of them. There's two of them, and they know who they are. CK.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Yeah, that bartering. Hey, that bartering. Bartering, that's a great subject matter. You know what I mean? Now, that's something a lot of people haven't explored, that subject. You know what I mean? And I feel that it is effective. It is effective. Like the woman just said in that text message, She barters her cat for the electricity under the swimming pool.
Well, some stuff you might not want to say because you need permits for. And so you might not want to say specifically what's being done if you didn't get the permits to do those things. That's why some stuff you can't say what it is. But yeah, sometimes you can get things done for other services that you offer. And like I said, you walk away with no money exchanged, but you offered a service, they offered a service, and everybody got something of value. So, yeah.
Yeah, because like you said, I like her example because women bartering that cat has worked for centuries upon centuries. And
Hold on, let me ask you a question. And I want to ask everybody this question because we're changing. It's 2025 now. And I find that everything is changing. I think I'm still really old-fashioned. I don't believe in selling, women should sell coochie. I don't believe in it. That to me, yes, that is prostitution, and prostitution is bad. And I know nobody wants to say prostitution or whatever nowadays. It's sex work, but it's prostitution. I've always been one to think the prostitution is bad. Are we in 2025 has society, and in particular the kind of subset of society that we're in, black people in a certain age group and down, have we determined that selling coochie, that being a prostitute is now a respectable thing to do?
I wouldn't say respectable is part of the game. I would say it's part of the game, sir.
I'm sorry. Oh no.
No problem.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, it's part of the game where, like, it's a bartering system, like you said. She's offering her services, you're offering your services. Just like I can give you free cable for the whole free spectrum for the whole year. Just give me the cat once a month. That's a bartering system. She wants it, you want it. What's the problem? So it's not looked upon bad. It's looked bad to people who wants to make it bad. So, if you was brought up to think, oh, that's wrong. But if you was brought up to think, oh, that's hustling. That's, hey, you getting something, he getting something. So it depends on your
But there's a morality component to that. And while I understand everybody's morality is not the same, there is a morality component to it. And to me, it's not something that I would, want my daughter or my granddaughter to do. Like if my daughter was like, hey, I'm selling shirts, I would be like, cool, I don't have a problem with that. Hey, I'm doing hair. Cool, I don't have a problem with that. Hey, daddy, I'm selling coochie. Hey, what? Huh? What? You doing what? To me, that's problematic.
But it be more complex. It be that, okay, your daughter, she a hustler, she got this T-shirt business popping. The distribution deal, boom. He's the CEO. He wants a relationship. He wants to sleep with her. That's the same type of thing that's going on. Okay, you get a distribution deal based on you sleeping with a top-notch CEO. That might be how it goes. You know what I mean? And maybe if she come to you about that, you probably tell her no. But she gonna make her own decision.
But you don't, from a moral standpoint, you don't have a problem with, because that's prostitution. You don't have a problem with prostitution.
Not at all. It's like it's theirs. They can do what they want to do with it.
Okay.
Not at all. Yep. Hell no. They could do whatever. You know how it goes.
That seems to be the attitude of a lot of people in society nowadays. Like, I don't care.
Yeah,
people
we
can do
more
whatever.
real now. It's nobody can be the judge. You only made it negative because you was taught for it to be negative. If you was taught for it to be positive, look, girl, go do what you got to do. Come date, whatever you got to do to get to the top. Kim Kardashian, she changed a lot of people's perspective. her family, her mother. They changed people's perspective. They said, damn, we should have did that. So when they seen that, that made them look at it more respectable. Okay, she's not frowned upon for doing that movie with Ray J. It's respect. Like, damn, I wish I would. That's how I looked upon. This is America.
Now, I actually believe, and again, my understanding of this stuff might be a little off because I don't follow those people like that. But look, if me and my girlfriend are in a relationship and we have a sexual encounter and we decide to record it, like, we're not doing it. You're not paying me to have sex with you. I'm not paying you to have sex with me. We're having sex and we're recording it. And then I drop that video. To me, that's slightly different than prostitution. But it's a difference from, here's a video of me having sex with my boyfriend who I was in a relationship with, and give me $20 and I'll make you holler. You know what I'm saying? Those are different things to me.
Yeah,
and in our
exactly,
society nowadays, a lot of people, I don't know that I would say most, and definitely I don't think that most people in my age group, or maybe they are, and I'm just, not with it because I'm just not with it. But I don't know that most people in my age group believe that that's okay.
They do it. The people in your age group are doing it. Okay, you got people that's into that, but they're in denial, so they fronting, so they acting like, oh, it's boom, because they part of it, because that's what they doing. That's, you know what I mean? So I think it's just part of the American lifestyle. Okay. It's part of the hustle. That's why everything is, is sold with sex. So it's part of the game. But I think that when the Kardashians made it popular, and then you see the popular rappers, they're changing the perspective. So they're looking at, all right. You remember when, with the movie Set It Off, Jada Pinkett sold that thing for her brother to go to college.
I've never watched that movie, so I don't know that.
Yeah, you got a lot of classics you ain't seen, man. That's very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Yeah.
I mean, you too much of a damn celebrity not to watch some of these damn famous movies, man.
I'm sorry, I never watched that movie. There was something about that movie that I just couldn't get into. I don't know if it was I don't know exactly what it was. It was something about that movie I couldn't get into. I tried to watch it, and I might have got through about 10 minutes of it, and I was like, this ain't for me.
I feel you, brother. Hey, man, much love to the family, man. I'm going to listen to the platform.
All right. Thank you, CK. I'll be on Facebook mostly, and there's a couple of maybe 3 or 4 women who are like really over the top with, kind of trying to promote their sexual antics. I don't even know if they're like real about the stuff that they saying, like if they actually do all of the stuff that they say that they do, but they are so over the top with it. And I'm like, you are not a moral woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like some of the stuff that I'm sure they don't care. I don't know, but I think a lot of the people who do that, they're, in my opinion, they're probably just playing a character. There was a couple of them that I can just tell they have some level of low self-esteem. And so they might actually be doing it, but it's one of those things where they're ashamed of it. So in order to combat the shame, they go over the top with bragging about it to seem like they're not ashamed. And I can only tell because every once in a while, I have these conversations, and every once in a blue moon, I might post a little something about, my kind of conservative beliefs on some of that stuff. And they get really offended as if I'm talking about them, and they go bonkers. And I'll be like, you can't be mad at me. You post sexual stuff you post sexual stuff all day, every day. And when I post something, basically saying I don't agree with sex work, now you're so offended, clutching your pearls. But it's okay for you to talk about graphically the stuff that you do and who you do it with, and you sleeping with women's husbands and all of that kind of stuff, like bragging about it. I slept with 3 women's husbands last night and sent them home. And then I say, not even in response to that, just totally separate, I don't think that sex work is an honorable profession. And you always trying to say something. But am I off base here? Have we transitioned to where sex work is an honorable profession now? Because I hear a lot of people talk about it like it is. Blade.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
How you doing, Blade?
Hey, pretty good. Hey, I don't care what that culture said. Prostitution is prostitution, man. We think we have advanced, but now we're really going backwards. So we saying it's okay for a woman to lay down with somebody for money and think it's okay. Kardashian didn't popularize nothing. They just made themselves out of Hollywood whores. So we saying that's okay for our daughters to be like that, our mothers, our sisters to be like that.
And again, I don't know what the Kardashians do. I remember.
Well, I'm telling you what they do.
Hold on. I remember there was a thing about Kim Kardashian and Ray J having sexual relations and recording it, and then that video being released. To me,
guess who?
Even though that's still not hold on, let me get. Even though that's still not honorable in my opinion, to release it or whatever. But I don't look at that as Kim Kardashian being a prostitute because they were in a relationship. That's different to me than being a prostitute saying, hey, you pay for me a plane, you pay for me a trip, I come and stay with you, you give me some money, you take me shopping, I give you sex, and then you send me home. To me, that's a prostitute.
Well, the way they did it is a prostitute. Guess who made the tape? The mother filmed that tape, and then they sold the tape. That's a prostitute.
I still don't know if I 100% agree.
Ray J didn't get no money. Kim got all the money and fame from that.
I still don't know if I 100% agree with that.
Well, research it out and find out, man. Instead of you watering it down, how weird and freaky is that? Somebody's mother taping them having sex and then telling them, that wasn't good enough. Do it again. Let's tape it again. Let's roll it again.
Again, I don't know that to be the case. You're saying it's the case. I'll take your word for it. I don't know that to be the case. You don't have to take my word for
it. Somebody else will tell you.
I don't think if I've never been in a relationship with someone and had a sexual encounter with them, and I don't think I could perform with a mother walking around with a video camera. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's how they get down, bro.
Now, someone is saying that what you're saying is not true. I don't know.
I don't care what somebody else said. I'm telling you.
Again, I don't know what is the case with that. But even under those circumstances, I still don't know that it would rise to the level of prostitution.
And I noticed, man, people down in Cincinnati, they choke on truth. You know what I'm saying? They so damn, whoever it comes from, they'll choke it up. But if a white boy say it, they'll choke it down. But when a black man tell you the truth, they don't want to take it. But but if a white boy say it, they'll swallow it like it's cough syrup. Hey.
I'm not sure what that means.
Exactly what I mean. People are scared of the truth. We want to water down prostitution and say
I don't know that anybody. I can't say anybody. I'm not afraid of the truth. I just don't know if what you're saying is true. That's not being afraid of the truth.
Excuse me?
I said I'm not afraid of the truth. I just don't know if what you're saying
not you. This Cincinnati, this general Cincinnati period. But but we trying to modernize prostitution because they making money now, and we think it's okay. Come on, man.
Okay.
Your last caller said it's cool now. It's cool now for women to prostitute. It's never been cool for women to lend service for money. There's too many jobs out here where chicks don't have to swing on poles and open their legs for money.
Okay. I agree.
And also, man, another thing, God gave us free hair, and men don't have to wear fake braids either. I don't care what that young boy, whatever his name was, because evidently he must have got his feelings hurt. Maybe he got a hair hat on top of his head. If you pray hard enough, your hair will grow. You don't have to have another man or another woman hair on top of your head. And I think that's weird too, man.
Wait, are you talking about Donald Trump?
Yeah, him too. White people, black people. I think it's weird for people. Back in the day we called them toupees, but now since this young generation think they so fancy, they change it up. But it's not but a toupee. Have a good one, man. This stuff is making me sick. We think prostitution is all right, and we think wearing somebody else's hair is all right. Have a good one, man. I'm pissed off.
Okay. I don't put prostitution and wearing, a wig or a weave on the same level. I know there are people who believe, I don't put those on the same level. And I don't know how he made that jump. I don't. I have no idea how he made that jump. Caller. Caller.
You can't never accept my call, man. What, you trying to block me?
I know there are people
Caller?
who believe,
Yes.
I don't put those.
I wanted to talk to Emanuel.
This is Emanuel. How you doing? What's your name?
Sorry. I'm fine. This is Dee Dee.
Dee Dee.
Yes, it is.
Well, thank you for calling in. What's on your mind?
I want to call just so everybody is clear about the electrician and the cat situation. I might be behind. That's why I was like, I want to talk to Emanuel because I might be behind on the Facebook. But anyway, that electrician is my husband. So I was being facetious when I said that. I'll get him a little dinner, a little cat. I can get my little electric, and he is a licensed electrician. We are wear permits and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So yes, he's a journeyman, and so yeah. So when I said that comment, and you all were talking about bartering, I was like, yeah, it's a little bartering going on, even in marriages.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you cleared
So I
that
just
up.
want to be clear with that. I ain't just giving it up left and right so I can get me, some gas in my car.
I'm glad you cleared that up.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to do that. Okay.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Oh, Dee Dee bartering with her husband. Now, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I didn't think you was talking about your husband initially. Oh, I didn't think you was talking about your husband. That's kind of funny. But yeah, it's there are a lot of people, and I saw Myosha and Tanika. What kind of friends you got on? No, these are, and I know I'm not, because you know how when you see your friends, a lot of times it's what do they call it? Mutual friends. Some of y'all got the same mutual friends. And yeah, it's a lot of women out here on social media promoting, bragging about their sexual escapades in a way that if men did the same thing, they would be looked down upon. But you're not supposed to, I guess, look down on these women because they're exercising their sexual freedom. And that's supposed to be a good thing. But it's not. It's not. I don't want to hear. And yes, there's a few people who talk about sleeping with other people's husbands and picking up people in the bar and all of that kind of stuff. And yes, getting paid, charging, I need an extra $100. I'm going to go to the bar and meet somebody and charge them $100 and then we're going to have sex. It's not said in that way because it's much more explicit. And it's just accepted. Like, there are people, I look at the comments and people are like, this is so empowering. And I'm like, that's not empowering. That's not empowering. Those are the types of things. And again, this is from my perspective, based on what I believe and how I feel. But that's not empowering. I feel morally bankrupt. But I see it. I see the conversations on social media and the comments, and yeah. I know I can't be the only one who see this stuff. Ken say it's never morally cool to prostitute yourself. Yes. I agree with you, Ken. I agree with you. Ron says Twin is not banned. He is not banned. I'm just not taking his call for a few days. The show is boring. I don't want to bore him on the line. It's boring. Mayo says you can 100% look down on someone bragging about sleeping with someone's husband. No, these people say that it's empowering. I'm telling you, I looked at the comments. There are men and women all in the comments, all but applauding these people. Like, this is a real thing in the society. Jerica says, I've never seen prostitute posts from my friends. Well, and again, some of y'all are mutual friends with these people. I don't want to say their names because I don't really know them. I don't really know them. But, they sent a friend request and I accepted. Or now my page is transitioned somehow and there aren't friends, they're followers. I don't know exactly how that happened. Twin says, F your podcast on my daughter. I didn't say it were boring. You play too much. You 100% said it was boring. So I'm hoping that on your daughter you were saying F the podcast. Not on my daughter. I didn't say that it was boring because that wouldn't be good because you 100% did. You 100% did. And you got a right to that opinion. You do. I'm not telling you don't have a right to that opinion. You do. You definitely do. But every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? You can't hate on somebody, quote, behind their back consistently and then not expect them to be like, bro, why you hating? Every once in a while. So, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see, what else is going on? Tracy Morgan got sick at the game. He has posted and said he had food poisoning. So he's okay for all of the Tracy Morgan fans who were concerned. He posted, I guess, from the hospital bed. And he said he's cool. He had food poisoning. He's thanking everybody for their concern. And it's all good. Apparently Target, their stock has dropped 30%. I'm sorry, Tanika say skip my comment again. I didn't see it. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. E-Man, you missed my comment about your example of you and I bartering a couple shirts for a pound cake. Okay. I Let me go back to the previous comment, see if I can find it. Tanika say, okay, that's not about bartering shirts. Hold on, I'm looking for the comment, Tanika. I'm looking. I'm scrolling. I don't see it. Can you just retype the comment? It would be quicker if you retype the comment. Just copy and paste. Copy and paste. I just said it was a great idea. Let's do it. Oh, okay. Oh. Yeah, we can talk. So back to the Target piece. If their stock is down 30% off the strength of, because it's not just black people, there are other people, but I'm really saying off the strength of black people saying you boycotting because of their DEI policy. I think that's a good thing. Now, you know, I watch a lot of stuff. I hear a lot of people talk. There are a whole lot of people who ain't down with no Target boycott. I have to admit, I haven't sat outside of Target and seen how many black people were going into any, you know, given Target location. Hold on, Vernon says, last night I was looking at my checking account and wondering why there was more money in there than usual. Then I said, oh, it's because I've been boycotting Amazon since March 1st. So it's a win-win so far. All right, you can't beat that. And Daryl says Target is doubling down on the anti-DEI. They're getting rid of black-owned products in their stores. And I think that should be more incentive for black people in particular. And I know, I get the DEI ain't about black people, white women benefit more from DEI programs and blah, blah, blah. And that's fine, let them do their own thing, but black people benefit, right? So I'm not gonna not advocate for me because I don't benefit the most. If that make any sense. If I benefit at all, I'm gonna advocate for me. Say, but why you know, when I was in the union, I don't think the majority of us, Scott can help me out maybe, I don't think the majority of us workers there were black. I don't. But I still advocated for good working conditions, for people to get raises, all of that good stuff. I think it would have been foolish for me to be like, well, I'm not going to advocate for a raise because all these white people going to get a raise too. No. I'm advocating for us all to get a raise. We all here. Let us all get a raise. So I'm not voting for that contract because white people going to benefit. No, that would be silly. I think that would be silly. So, you know, for me to, if you're saying I'm not boycotting Target because I'm not in support of these DEI programs because white women benefit more than black people. But don't black people benefit? Don't black people benefit? And so I'm advocating for me. Now, if you benefit, cool. Because I don't hate you getting some benefit from diversity in the workplace. But I hear a lot of people, I hear a lot of black people bothered by the fact that people are boycotting Target. And I'm not even talking about the people who wouldn't do it anyway. Why ain't we boycotting everybody? Y'all won't even boycott Target. So y'all definitely ain't gonna boycott everybody. So if y'all can't focus on a targeted, no pun intended, on a targeted boycott, y'all definitely ain't gonna focus on no super broad anything. But I hear a lot of people complaining about the boycott, or as Jamal Bryant calls it, the fast. And some of the reasons that they complain don't make sense to me. And, well, if we ain't boycotting for 13 months like they did in Montgomery, then I ain't boycotting. Like, come on, you're not gonna just say, I'm not boycotting nothing. I don't have it in me to take a stand for anything until it personally affects me. Just say that. I can live with that. Y'all would have been the black people on the bus in Montgomery. These would have been the black people complaining, why they stirring up trouble? Every black person didn't support the bus boycott. Now, look, there was more, and this is just based on stories, my people from that area. When I moved down there, I lived in Prattville, which is just outside of Montgomery. My people there. Some of my people live in Montgomery as well. And Alabama State is in Montgomery. I went to Alabama State, spent a little bit of time in Montgomery. And as I'm known to do, I talk to people. Plus, I got common sense. Every black person wasn't on board with the bus boycott. Now, they were a lot more of a unit than we are now because of segregation and things of that nature. And so almost everyone was in some way, shape, or form touched by it. If you were a bus rider, you were aware of the indignity of having to sit in the back and or give up your seat. So they were much more together. There was people that didn't think it was going to make a difference. There was people that didn't think it was going to change anything, that it was a waste of time, that it was causing more trouble than it was worth. And that was then. Now, maybe if Target was saying no blacks allowed, black people can only shop on, the day before we get our new shipments in, and they can get the stuff that the white people didn't want it, then maybe there would be more buy-in. If everybody had to feel some sort of indignity behind it, then maybe there'd be more buy-in. But in the society that we're in now, I think everybody feel like it don't really affect me like that. Like, who really thinks of themselves as a DEI hire? I mean, they black people, you know what I'm saying? They didn't hire me because I'm black. They didn't hire me because they needed diversity. They hired me because I'm qualified, which is probably the case. But by the same token, I believe, if they could still not hire you, they probably wouldn't have hired you. Do you really believe that if these companies, if it was okay for them to just hire white people, that wouldn't be what they would do? I think that would be what they would do. I think it's because eyes are on them, because people are looking at them. How many black people y'all got on the board? You got a black CEO. What's your black workforce? What percentage of your workers are women? Because of that stuff. But if they could say, with no condemnation, no nothing, yeah, no, we just hire white people. I hired a black person once and it didn't work out, so we don't hire black people anymore. That's what they would do. And so while maybe not these specific DEI programs is why you got a job there, it's kind of the idea of diversity, equity, inclusion that makes them look at qualifications and say, he black, he's qualified, we'll hire him, probably grudgingly. Okay, we'll hire him. He's qualified. We'll hire him. But do you really think that a lot of these companies, if they could get away with it, do you really think they will hire you? But we don't feel like it affects us. I'm not a DEI hire. I didn't get hired because I'm black. I got hired because I'm qualified. I don't know that a lot of people look at it that way. And look, it's just my perspective. It may not be, your perspective. You may not agree with me. You might think they would hire me anyway. If I was alive in the 50s, they would have hired me as the, lead engineer, the head, whatever. I'm that qualified. I don't know. Shannon says, not shopping Target. My Target card has a 0 balance. All right. Nat says, contrarians are going to be contrary. They can't help themselves. Twin says, FDEI, what black on board, CEO, etc. Okay. And I genuinely believe, Twin, if Kroger didn't have to hire some black people, like if they could say, we only hire white people, you wouldn't be there stocking milk and doing all of the other duties that you have. And I don't want to say anything to diminish you because I don't mean it the way that it's probably about to come out. But what super special skill set do you have to, be the person in charge of stocking, whatever products or, whatever, cleaning up at night or whatever? Carolyn says, I saw a schedule of various dates to boycott different stores and dates for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th economic boycott. Has anyone else seen the schedule? I have not. I would love to if you, post it or whatever. I'd love to see it. Daryl says, I do most of my shopping on Temu and Myers when we grocery shop. All right. Anthony, I don't want Twin to get fired. If we all boycott Kroger milk, maybe they'll fire Twin. I don't want Twin to get fired. I actually like Twin. I just didn't like that he was hating on me today. Brenda says, I have to order some medical supplies from Amazon on a regular basis. However, I've been making do, keeping my funds in my pocket. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take. First say he haven't seen the list, so to be on the safe side, he just won't boycott everything. He might start at death, but at least he won't be a sellout. But in all honesty, for me, for right now, I'm just boycotting Target. Really making sure I focus on that. I do have a few places that I'm boycotting that's not necessarily in line with this kind of targeted boycott of these people. Because if I had a criticism, my criticism would be in the information age, I'm not getting enough information about what we're supposed to be boycotting. And maybe it's because there's so much information out there and, there's no kind of cohesive group that's saying, that people have come together and said, all right, my people, this is what we doing. I know this group put out something, and Sharpton and them put out something, and Jamal Bryant and them put out something, and, it's a few organizations who have put out things. I would just love it if they would all come together. I would love that. Vernon says, my philosophy on boycotts is simple. I will not shop, I'm assuming he says shop at businesses that capitulate to the rapist who lives in the White House. I like that. Sierra says, I posted the schedule in the Buzz group. Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you. Shannon says, I'm boycotting Tesla too. I never intended on buying a Tesla, but yeah. If I were gonna buy one, I wouldn't buy a Tesla now. And I saw a story, and I thought I had it up here. I don't know where it went, that the deficit in the first, month of the Trump campaign, even though Doge is supposedly cutting out all of this waste, the deficit is still going up. How you cutting waste, but the deficit going up? More than normally. Sierra says, I've been boycotting Target, but it's difficult because it's one on every corner up here. Okay. She says, Walmart and Costco are super far away. Well, that's a sacrifice that you're going to have to make, Sierra. You're going to have to go super far away. No, I'm not really telling you what to do. I do understand what you're saying, though. Sometimes it be difficult. And I know we use the boycott in Montgomery a lot of times as the example, but a lot of those people really did sacrifice. And they had to kind of work together. And that's the thing I think that is kind of missing. We're not in a position to work together to that extent, which kind of goes back to the bartering and everything that I was talking about earlier, but y'all got lost calling me a prostitute. But there's that piece where we all can work together. They carpooled and walked in groups and all of that kind of stuff. They found a way to make it work because they had that level of organization. But again, it was easier to have that level of organization in a segregated society. So sometimes it's cool to, sometimes it's cool to look at the example, but we also have to understand that our reality is different. And so I can't get as mad as I want to about people not being effectively participating because we're not as cohesive a unit. And some of that is just geographical. We spread out all over the place. Janice says, I haven't shopped at Walmart for years because they are non-union. Daryl says, I'm glad Meyer isn't on the list. It would have been hard to boycott them, but I would have. Lonzo say he never shopped at Target anyway, but glad his wife stopped. Jerica says, we need to also boycott Home Depot. The CEO is a MAGA Trump supporter and donor. Look, I can't even tell you. There are certain companies that I won't go to. There are certain people that I just don't support in any way, shape, or form. And some of it is just like, there's a certain football player that supported a certain presidential candidate. And then I saw that football player do a commercial for a certain furniture company. I won't shop that furniture company because they hired that football player who supported that presidential candidate. And that kind of seemed like it ain't fair, but maybe that's going a little too far, but once I kind of know about it, that's where I go with it. Oh, but he in the Hall of Fame. I don't care. I mean, it makes sense that they would use him to advertise because he can bring, I don't care. They knew that he supported him. So the fact that y'all want him to be y'all voice and y'all spokesperson, I can't support y'all. So maybe y'all get all that other money, but y'all won't get none of mine. Uh, 976 E-Man? I don't know what that means. If you wanted to call in, except for, 513-717-KING, 513-717-5464. You can call in. Yes, Shannon, that's who I'm talking about. Andre say, who is Dee Dee's husband? I need an electrician for a ceiling fan. Andre, you gonna sell some? Yikes. Janice says, if any of you ever have a strategy meeting of any kind, do not include Twin. Twin wants everyone to think he knows something, so he will tell all your business on every radio, on every blog and radio show. I do have to admit, I don't understand Black MAGA. I'm almost like Don Lemon, except I'm not gay, and a few other key differences. Main one being I'm not gay. But I agree with Andre saying, no, man, just supporting the black business. I know, I'm just giving you a hard time. I didn't think you was going to sell nothing to get your ceiling fan hooked up. But I don't understand Black MAGA. I try not to judge them as harshly as I really just want to understand them. And I know that's kind of out. I just want to understand them. I would love to speak to someone, Black MAGA, who could have a conversation and answer questions. Because that's what I find. When you talk to Black MAGA and you ask them why they support, they can't really say why they support. All they can do is say stuff. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? You knew this dude. He said he was going to end this war in 24 hours. And you voted for him. but you knew he wasn't gonna. So won't you agree that he was lying, that he could have ended this war in 24 hours? They won't answer simple questions like that. Well, what about Biden? Didn't Biden say that? But we're not talking about Biden. You're actively supporting a guy that I believe to be a racist, who I know to be a liar, and who I believe really wants to tear this country down foundationally. He wants to basically rip up the Constitution. And I genuinely believe he want to be a king. Like, he's just doing stuff for vanity. And you support this, but you can't even help me because I don't think you understand why you support it. I don't even think you understand why you support this. You can't justify the things that he's saying and a lot of the things that he's doing. Now, don't get me wrong. Every once in a while, he'll do something, and I'm like, I agree with that thing. Even if I don't agree with his reasoning behind it, which is that's when it's the hardest for me. Because I'm like, do I believe that males should be competing against females in sports? Because that's one thing that I can come up with that I agree that he is attempting to do. Do I agree that that should happen? No. I don't agree that that should happen. But I don't think it should be done on this level of hatred. This level of hatred towards these people. I was going to say a couple things, but I went with these people, which is probably still offensive, but it's probably less offensive than the other things that popped into my head. I don't hate them, but I don't want them competing with girls in sports. So should I be against the move because the move was motivated by hate, even though I agree with the outcome? I'll be honest, those are the kind of things that I struggle with. Those are the kind of things that I struggle with. Twin says, now I can say the podcast boring. Trump talking. I'd rather listen to prostitution issue. I genuinely believe that. I believe you'd rather listen to the prostitution issue, even though if you called, you would have brought up Trump if I had not disconnected that call. Somehow you would have gotten us to Trump because you can't help but talk about him, even though you claim that you don't want to hear people talk about him. Vernon says, for what it's worth, today the Ohio Appeals Court struck down Ohio's ban on gender-affirming care for transgender minors. I'm not 100% sure what exactly is gender-affirming care. Here's what I believe. And some of this is just, I don't really look close enough into it because it bothers me. But here's where I am on it. Overall, my general feeling on the whole trans thing is I don't like it. I don't agree even with the theory behind it as I understand it. And because of that, I'm not trans. But I don't hate trans people or people who call themselves trans people. I don't hate them. I don't want to see nothing bad happen to them. I don't know that as a society we should be, because this is why I don't know exactly what gender affirming care is. I don't think we should be assisting the transition from one gender to the other as a society. If it's something you want to do, I think maybe it's something that you have to do. But I'm not against helping people be in a good mental space, because I don't want to see them harm themselves either. So I'm not going to sit there and tell you that you're not whatever you said you are, although I know that you're not. And I'm not going to tell you that you are what you said you are so that you can feel better about it. But I would like to see them get some sort of mental help so that they feel good about however they feel. It sounds weird, but like you could say, I don't know that inside you're a boy or inside you're a girl, but whoever you are inside, you're valuable. You're worthy of happiness and love and all of those types of things. I'm not going to say that I agree that you're a girl, but I will say that however you feel inside, that person is valuable. And you have to know that you're valuable. So I think they should get that kind of human affirming care mentally. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. That's just me being crazy. Scott says that's the only reason why you're not trans. I don't believe in it. I think that's the reason. I don't agree with the entire concept of it. So yes, that's the reason. Do you need another reason? I don't know that you need another reason. I don't know that you need another reason. I think you're born who you are, and that's who you are. Janet says the reason Trump is moving so quickly is because it was all written in the Project 2025 manual. Yes, it was. They had a very aggressive first 100 days in there. All he has to do is implement it with as much viciousness as possible. He must continue to put fear into the American people so they will be afraid to react for fear his retribution. Yes. Yes. And Mike and Tanika agree with me on my position on trans. Vernon says, what about the kids who think they're furry animals? Their parents let them sleep in litter boxes. First, I'm not sure that that's true. But let's assume for a moment that it's an actual thing. Okay. When you think about it, who are they hurting? I think at worst, they're hurting maybe some sort of emotional or whatever development of their child. The idea of, their child coming to grips with reality. But if that little baby came over here and said, Grandfather, I think I'm a cat and I want to sleep in a litter box, and I wouldn't do it. But I would say, ain't no damn cat. You ain't sleeping in no damn litter box. Get your ass in the bed and go to sleep. Pull the sheet up. Here, now let me tuck you in. But it wouldn't hurt anyone if they said, okay, you want to sleep in a litter box? Go sleep in a litter box. Who does that hurt? I know, but for real, I know what I would say to the little baby. That or if I was in a different mood, I would say, okay, you a cat. All right. Well, here is some, what is it? Here's some catnip. Like, can I have a Pop-Tart? No, cats don't eat Pop-Tarts, little baby. Go give me that catnip. Here, bring it to me. Here, that's what you can eat. I don't want to eat that, grandfather. That's what cats eat. Here's some meow mix. Go on, eat that meow mix. It's nasty, grandfather. That's what cats eat. You a cat, right? Hold on, are you or are you not a cat? I feel like I'm a cat. Eat that daggone meow mix. That's nasty, grandfather. I don't know what to tell you. That's what cats eat. So are you sure you still a cat? No, I'm not a cat, grandfather. I didn't think you was no damn cat. That's the way I would handle that. But that's just me. That's just me. I would handle it that way. That situation would be taken care of quickly. Because when she got hungry, you got meow mix right over there. For real. I would go to the store and buy some. Get her a little bowl. You hungry, that's what you eat. When she decided she really wanted some food, she would give up the whole cat thing. It would be that simple. But that's just my style of, kind of parenting / grandparenting. we would have no issues. I gotta use the bathroom, grandfather. That's what that litter box is for. Don't be going in my bathroom. Litter box, right there. Yeah, we would handle that quickly. But I don't know that that's an actual thing that happens. I don't know that that's an actual thing that happens. But if it did, it wouldn't be a problem for long. All right, y'all. It's after 5 o'clock. I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. And it's a how did I do that? Stop. Thank you. It's a wonderful day out. Get out there and enjoy the day. It's a nice, well, what about, I think it's about 70 degrees out. It was 70 degrees when the show started. Yeah, it's still about 70 degrees. So get out and enjoy this wonderful weather. I appreciate every single one of y'all hanging out with me. Well, thank you, Jerica. Valisa's saying 77 degrees. It is not 77 degrees according to the weather. And Mary says 73. It is 70 degrees according to the weather on my phone. And so that's kind of what we're going with. Get out there, enjoy the weather if you feel like it. If not, just enjoy yourself, doing whatever it is that you do. I was going to address it. I don't even think I'm going to address it. I will talk to everybody tomorrow. As you are out there enjoying the weather, doing whatever it is that you do me a favor and be the reason that somebody smiles today. Until next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.